Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is Jillian and I just got done with my first year at Texas State University, and I have gotten a lot of questions from incoming freshmen about the university, and so I wanted to make a video to answer it all. One of the questions I get asked the most is, why did I choose Texas State? I chose Texas State for a lot of reasons. I was definitely that person at first where I was like, no way to Texas State. Like, I just remember my dad being like, we just need to go to it, and I'm like, no. And then I went and toured it, and it just felt right. And I just remember driving on the way home being like, I just really liked it. And I think that's why I fell in love with it, is it just felt like home. And also it was like an affordable option where I wasn't going into like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. And it just worked out for me location wise. And I just really felt like I was home. And I feel like that's how you like know that it's for you. The next question I'm going to answer is it hard to get into Texas State? Like, what's the acceptance rate? Yeah, so I think the acceptance rate's like in the low 80s, so a lot of people do get in. I do know people though who like they get in but you have to like test for, so but there's so many, especially with like UT and A&M applications, like the application rate going down. There's a lot more applicants to Texas State, and so the acceptance rate has been going down, but it's easy to get into as long as you were like passing your classes in high school. I don't know why you wouldn't get in. Okay, the next question was about like orientation and like before you move in. So orientation, I have a whole video on that, which is actually where I've gotten a lot of views on my channel from, so thank you so much for that. So if you have any questions, you can go to that video. And I heard they changed it up this year, so it might be a little different. And then I also attended CAT camp, which I actually also have a video on my channel. So CAT camp is so worth it, and I really recommend anyone who's going into Texas State to attend CAT camp before their freshman year. And then just like preparing for move-in, I think just really, I watched like so many like move-in videos on YouTube and like went through all the like the checklists and stuff. And I can also make a separate video on move-in, because I feel like a lot of people make move-in day sound like crazy and scary, but it's really not that bad. Sorry, the maintenance guy was trying. Okay, so the next area that we're going to talk about are the dorms. So I actually did stay in 2 different dorms. I stayed in Chautauqua for a little bit, and then I also stayed in First 5 for the rest of the year. So I really liked them. They're actually pretty much the same dorm, just really different locations. I really liked it. I think that it was a good sized room, and that's the reason why I chose like Chautauqua in the first place, was because the room was so large, and so you really did have like choose the sides of the room. And then the bathrooms, I mean, it's not, they don't say it's community bathroom, but it is. But I really liked it because we didn't have to clean it, and it was just, I don't know, you're really not on the same schedule as most people, so it's fine. And then I have like a lot of like, what should I bring, like dorm recommendations, like just like dorm hacks, I guess. And I also want to make another video on that, because I loved, like, dorm life is so iconic, and I will say that to everyone, like, it's so iconic. Do I want to live in the dorms again? Probably not, but it really is such an iconic moment, and so I just really want you to enjoy your year there. Okay, the next question I get asked a lot is like, is it easy to make friends and that kind of vibe? I would tell you, like, yes. I feel like that's everyone's thing, like when they go into college, is like they're scared to make friends, or like they're scared that they're not going to make any friends. And let me tell you, like on the first week, we called it welcome week, and everybody's looking for friend groups, and so we just like, you see someone like over there and you just start talking, and then they end up being your best friend, and then it just happens like that all year. And I also became friends with a lot of my classmates, and so just like you are in high school, you know, like with the people who sit around you, you become friends with, like that's the same in college, at least in my experience. Everyone is like really willing to make friends, and so I feel like it's hard not to make friends, but at the same time, like if you're just sitting in your room all day and you're not like putting yourself out there, it would be hard to make friends, if that makes sense. Like if you just go to the events, even like with your roommate, you will meet friends. And if you like talk to the people in your class, I'm not the most outgoing person and I have friends, so y'all got it, I swear. Okay, this is a big one. So Texas State is also known as like Stairmaster University, and let me tell you, like, yeah, there's a lot of stairs, but you get used to it. And same thing with walking. Like when I lived in First 5, it was like a mile or over a mile to all my classes when I walked, and I don't mind it. You know, like I personally really miss walking to my classes, and so it's not as bad as people think. The thing that I think the worst part, and I think that you should avoid the most, is the Alkek stairs. If you can, like, go around the other way. I feel like that's the worst part though, and even that is not terrible, but the stairs, yeah, they're not that bad. I think I only tripped on the stairs like once or twice, so it's okay. I think all the freshmen have that experience of falling down the stairs at least once, so yeah. Okay, the next area that we're gonna cover is dining and like meal plans. So the food there, I think the food was actually, like in the dining halls, I feel like it was pretty like hit or miss. Like I didn't think it was terrible. Like I thought they were pretty good. There were some, I'm just like picky, like I don't like a lot of food, but there was just some things that were just kind of like unique. But they are switching companies next year, so I don't know, maybe like what the dining halls will look like then, but the food wasn't bad. You could always find something that you liked. And then I just also like that they have a lot of like fast food options, because it's like if I knew that I was hungry, I could just always go to get Chick-fil-A, and I knew I'd eat Chick-fil-A. So yeah, that was that. Okay, this is a big question too that I see all the time getting asked, not just like about Texas State, but about like with any college, is should I bring my car? That's a hard question, because you could 100% save that $600 just for the parking pass by not taking your car, and you'd be just fine. Like I did walk, especially when I lived in Chautauqua, because the parking was really bad when I lived over there. I would walk to HEB, and everything that you need is on campus or walkable. The only thing I would say that is hard about not having a car would be like getting a job. I know with like my friends who didn't have a car, that's what they said like their biggest complaint was all the walkable jobs from campus were already taken. And so I had a car, and so I was able to, well, I was a substitute, so I had to drive to like the other schools. So I'm thankful I had a car, but at the same time, like if you want to save that money, or like you don't have a car, you'll be just fine, I promise. And you'll find someone like your roommate or someone on the floor who has a car if you need to like go to like a different grocery store or go out. You'll be fine. Okay, this was another thing about Texas State that I feel like a lot of people misinterpret, is like that the classes are easy, or just like, yeah, like that's just easy, like blow off school. And I, like, coming from a person who took like full-time load of college classes in high school, coming to Texas State, I thought it was gonna be like a breeze and be like easy. I wouldn't say it's necessarily just like easy. It's a college class just like it was in high school, and so I feel like it's the same. But I don't think just because it's Texas State that the classes are easy. I was challenged in them, so yeah. I mean, I don't know how much that tells you, but and then like how good are the professors? I think we have really good professors. I will say though, like I don't 100% like tell you base your classes off of Rate My Professor, but what it says on Rate My Professor is probably the experience that you're also gonna have. And so I would look and see like in the comments if someone says like they don't study a lot, so this is what they got in the class, that's probably how you're gonna be too. And so I would just go off that if you can. But I feel like all my professors for the most part are pretty good. And if not, you have so many like classmates, and there's so many study tools and tutoring centers at Texas State that you can use. So I recommend that if you're struggling in a class. I just really don't want anyone to fail. Like that's the hardest thing for me. It's just like there's so many resources available, and so just don't fail your classes, guys. All right, so here it comes to the question that I know that everybody who ever thought about Texas State wonders, and that is Texas State a party school? And let me tell you right now, every college is a party school. You might just not hear of it. Like, first of all, I know tons of people, like to me, I have a lot of friends who go to A&M, and they party way more than like my friends here at Texas State do, but that doesn't mean that like they're a party school and we're not. There are a ton of parties, trust me. Like I see everyone going out every night, but especially like on the big weekends, there are tons of parties if you are into that. I was not into that, and I only went to like one party my entire freshman year, and so I was fine with that. And I had a great freshman year regardless. So is Texas State a party school? If you want it to be, but is every other college a party school? Yes. Okay, and the last question I'm going to answer in this video is, are you glad that you chose Texas State, and like what advice would you give someone who is going to be going to Texas State? I am 100% glad I chose Texas State. I like love it here, and my biggest advice that I would give someone here is just not to go off like the stereotypes or like the rumors that you hear about it, because college really is what you make it to be. Yeah, and I think that's like, when you're going to college, you have so much choice and so much freedom. And like, for example, like me moving dorms, that's something that like I thought that I would be happier in a different dorm, so I moved dorms midway through the year, and that was a freedom that I got to choose. It's just like stuff like that where you just have so much choice and freedom, and it really is what you make it to be. And so if you want to have a good freshman year, you're gonna have one. Where like if you're just sitting in your dorm all day and you're not making an effort to have a good freshman year, then you're probably not going to. And I know you hear that probably from like everyone, but it's the truth. Like if you're sitting in your dorm all the time and you're not putting yourself out there, I'm sorry, you're probably just not gonna have a good freshman year. And then also, like, if you're skipping classes all the time, you're probably gonna fail out of your classes. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is. But overall, Texas State is really good, and I feel like there's such a good mix of people there, where you do have those people who like these good degrees, but you also have those who are like hundreds in all their classes. So you do have that wide variety, and that's what I really like about Texas State, is that there's just so many people there, and just a great variety of people. Where like I feel like if I went to like a more prestigious college, it would be hard because everybody had all A's in high school, where like here not everybody had all A's in high school. And so I just feel like it's just a good mix of people, and I really like that. So yeah. Okay guys, so if y'all have any more questions, feel free to comment them down below. I try really hard to answer all my comments, or you can DM me on Instagram, and I have replied to a few there. There are some DMs that I won't reply to, like, because I've gotten, not like catfished, but like there's people who create fake accounts just to like mess with you. And so I am more suspicious on Instagram than if you just leave them down in the comments below. But I also want to make more videos about Texas State, so if you have any video ideas or recommendations for me to make, just leave them down below, and I would love to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, please subscribe and like the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.